What's up, everybody? I am doing something I've never done before. I'm about to go to Walmart and wait in line for 4 hours until the release of the Super Nintendo Classic Edition. To you, it'll just be seconds when you see this video, but believe me, I've been waiting all night for this. I called up Walmart, asked them if they were releasing it at midnight. They said yes, and if I wanted to go ahead and come in and wait in line, that there were only about 2 people waiting in line. They said they had more than 10 units, less than 20 units. So I am on my way now. I can't wait to get my hands on this. I've been waiting for the Nintendo Classic when it came out. I didn't expect it to get sold so quickly. Last year they had 6 units, and they were all sold out basically as soon as they were put on the shelves. And this year, I'm not about to let that happen to me, where I go to get one and it's gone. So, here's to standing around Walmart for 4 hours. Woohoo! Well, everybody, I did it. I made it through, waiting for 3.5 hours in line at Walmart. Crazy thing, guys. People were waiting in Best Buy in line until 10 o'clock a.m. And right now, for me, it's actually a little bit after 1 o'clock in the morning, but I got this at exactly 1 minute after midnight. I was the first in line. I got there at about 8:30. And actually there was somebody else there that had been there since around 7:30, but I walked up and just stood in line, so I guess I was technically second in line, although I was first, and I was able to grab this. Normally I don't wait in line for stuff like that. You know, the only reason why I did it this time was because the NES Classic last year went, immediately. And this particular Walmart location only had 6 last year. They had 15 of these in stock this year. So Nintendo kept to their word when they said we're going to release more of these at once, and I guess keep them in stock through the holidays is the idea. But very small box. Again, with the Nintendo Switch, I expected the box to be bigger. I kind of expected the box to be bigger with this. I guess I don't know why, but I know it's a small thing. So anyway, I'm going to unbox this for you guys here. And then I'm also going to show you what the menu looks like, as well as what the games are that are on it. Alrighty, we're going to open this guy up. Has super cool packaging. I really do love the box quite a bit. It is very reminiscent of the original release. There are some differences, but overall, pretty cool packaging so far. On the back here, it gives you a list of all of the games, plus the unreleased Star Fox 2. We've got Contra 3, The Alien Wars, Donkey Kong Country, Earthbound, Final Fantasy 3, F-Zero, Kirby's Dream Course, Kirby Superstar, Mega Man X, Secret of Mana, Star Fox, Street Fighter 2 Turbo Hyper Fighting, Super Castlevania 4, Super Ghouls and Ghosts, Super Mario Kart, Super Mario RPG, Legend of the Seven Stars, Super Mario World, Super Metroid, Super Punch-Out, The Legend of Zelda: A Link to the Past, and Yoshi's Island, as well as, I mentioned, the unreleased Star Fox 2. So, I have played a lot of these games, and I do own a lot of the original versions of these games. That's Super Metroid right there. It's the original release of that. I know, everybody's got a copy of Super Mario World. Star Fox in the box. But okay, so now you're playing with superpower. Good to know. I don't want to get too carried away. Just thinking it's regular old power, I would be a fool. Alright, so I've got this out of the way. Of course, I will always be keeping my original box. Oh, this is upside down. I had that upside down, y'all. So So we've got a booklet here. So you have a list here of all the games that it comes with yet again. And yeah, it's very much like something that came out back in the 90s. Definitely dig that. I'll be putting this away now. So let's just grab the console here straight away. This thing is teeny tiny. Look at that. That is itty bitty. So you got a power switch. Oh, the power switch actually feels like the original Super Nintendo. It pops up and it stays up there. That's pretty cool. And then you got your reset button here. Both of those are functioning. And it seems like these here are not real controller ports. Pull out one of these controllers here. So this has the same kind of connections that the last year's Super Nintendo, or I'm sorry, the Nintendo Classic. Okay, so here's this down here. I see. Okay, so that pops open there, and you plug the controllers into that. That's cool. Now these feel exactly like I remember. Really great, man. Wonderful. Like, they really nailed it with that. Last year it only came with one controller. This year it comes with two. Now I was talking in line with somebody who was also waiting, and he said, "Do you think they'll do the Nintendo 64 next?" And I was like, well, that would be the most logical step. I think that would sell. I mean, I guess now it's retro. It doesn't seem like that's retro. I mean, at least to me it doesn't. That would be smart of them to do. So maybe next year we will see a Nintendo 64 Mini. How many of you would wait in line for 3.5 hours for that? Here's our AC adapter, which has a USB port on it. And this part here lifts up, and we've got more cables underneath. Our USB cable and an HDMI cable. I am so happy that I don't have to buy that separately. And I'm just gonna put this back inside of this box here. And this is gonna go on display as well. Real quick rundown here of everything that comes with this. We've got the SNES Mini itself, or SNES Classic, whichever you prefer to call it. You got two controllers, two amazingly accurately perfect controllers. I mean, they feel like the real thing. These feel like what I remember. Only difference is that end right there. Now the cables on these are longer than what they were for the NES Classic. I believe it's, let's see, how long would that be? That's about 4 feet, maybe? 4 foot of cable? 4.5 foot, maybe? Definitely far enough away from me to be able to play. But I do also enjoy longer cables, just like everybody else does. The AC adapter, which plugs into the back here with your USB cable, and then the HDMI out for your HDMI cable. So this is everything that comes inside the box, aside from that pull-out poster that I showed you. And so now I'm going to hook this thing up to my Elgato, and I'm going to show you what the menu looks like and all of that. So when you turn on the unit for the very first time, this is the screen that you're greeted with, basically just asking you what your language preference is, and then bam, straight into the menu. A beautiful menu filled with wonderful, happy-go-lucky music. Happy-go-lucky. I feel that's a fair enough explanation of how that music makes me feel. As you can see, there are plenty of games. I mean, I've gone over the list of all the games. You can see that this, if you have an NES Classic or have seen one before or seen it turned on, you can see that this menu is very, very similar to that, only just filled with a lot more games. I will play a little bit of Castlevania 4 here so you can kind of see what it looks like on the screen. Now, I've not done any altering to this other than just made it 1080p. For some reason, it recorded in 720p. I'm not sure if that's just the standard definition for this thing or not. I believe it might be, in which case, you know, I just enlarged it to 1080p, and you can still see that this is kind of in a box. Like, there's a big black frame around, and you can actually fill that black void up with a frame of your choice. There are a few options for you here. I believe the NES Classic had something like that as well. And to me, you know, an item like this, what I like about these Classic Edition consoles that they put out is it allows us an opportunity to share this stuff with our kids on today's technology, today's televisions, because hardly anybody has a CRT TV anymore. And playing, you know, Super Mario World with your son or your daughter, there's got to be some thrill to that. There's got to be some sort of, you know, bonding moment going on there. Because a lot of us don't have our old stuff anymore. We used to have it. We wish we still had it, but we got rid of it while we were growing up or going through college. And we just kind of got rid of a lot of that stuff. So having these come out and having phenomenal list of games, the thing that excited me the most about this console was the fact that it had this really good list of absolutely excellent games. A lot of the games that are on here I wanted to play but never got a chance, like Super Punch-Out or Earthbound, and of course Star Fox 2 was also another selling point for me on this because I always wanted to play it. I know that there are ROMs going around that you can buy, repros and stuff like that, and you can play them on your Super Nintendo. But to have an actual version of it licensed by Nintendo, I think that was extremely smart on their part. It was probably one of the coolest things that they've done. It's only been released on this Super Nintendo Classic, and to me, something like that is just an extremely super cool selling point for the console. If you enjoyed the video, please hit that subscribe button so you can see all kinds of other videos that I do whenever I put them out, things like this included. And if this is the kind of video that you do enjoy, go ahead and hit like and let me know so that way I can bring you more. If we could hit up to 200 likes on this video, that would be phenomenal. I would appreciate it so much. Thank you all so much for watching, and I will see you in the next video.